and it's almost too hot to be upstairs doing my makeup right now. So I don't tend to do a whole lot of orange or yellow forward looks, so I think we're gonna do that today. Especially because I have this liquid eyeshadow from Glisten Cosmetics that I really want to use, and it's kind of yellow orangey, so makes sense to use it with it. But I'm gonna go right in with my Matte About Hue palette from Colourpop Cosmetics, if I can get this open. And I am gonna lay down the shade Lotta Gelato. This is kind of a more, not dense, but I'm gonna be able to get this pretty packed on there. And my concealer is already creasing on my eyelids. I have oily eyelids to begin with, but again, it got to 99 degrees today in the greater Boston area, so it's a little hot. Like, my eye dryer still isn't fixed. That's a whole nother issue. So I gave up and I just, my washer works, so I just did that and hung all my clothes out to dry. I think it legitimately took less than 40 minutes for everything to dry. So, ooh. There were a bunch of wasps swarming my clothes, so I had to leave them alone for a little bit, because I'm not playing stupid games or winning stupid prizes. But, these are the nails. They are my last set with my regular nail tech because she is moving. But she's moving to help take care of her mother, so like I can't be mad at her about it. But she doesn't want to, not to like air out her stuff, but she's like, I don't want to go. But at least she's not just being like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. It's just, she cannot. So, it was my last set with her. I let her choose. And on a very large fluffy brush, I'm taking some of the shade Pow and some of the shade Elephant, and then I'm just going to blend out the edges. I'm not doing anything too wild or crazy today because it's a little past 5 anyways. And the less time I stay up here, the better, because again, hot as hell. Sad because I can't do my makeup either of those days. But Friday is going to be 66 degrees. Friday is August 1st, so what a way. What a way. I really need my friend to figure out if she wants to come to New York with me or not, because I want to book before the hotel prices go up, obviously. So, she needs to get herself in gear, because I'm going with or without her. Oh, but I did register for the Chapel Roan tickets, so I'm really hoping I can go, because it's going to be another New York trip. I have to. That's not a day trip thing because the show's at 7. But fingers crossed. I really, really like to see Chapel Roan in person, and like live, obviously. I had the ability to do so. I didn't get tickets either time. Well, first one was Olivia Rodrigo when she was opening, and I was like, ooh, like I'll go for Chapel and then leave, and like there's $300 tickets. That's not happening. And then I'm not stupid enough to buy Boston Calling tickets. But alas. And then on a little dense brush, I'm going to take some of the shade Screwdriver mixed with Lotta Gelato, just to build a low definition out, because I'm just going to lay the liquid eyeshadow right on top. I'm not going to like cut a crease or anything. I am also going to bring this under the eye a bit. I'm just going to pat and flick out. Oh, if I did a white right here and kept that matte, that would look so nice. But alas, I don't really do orange unless it's like a Halloween look, because I'll do a candy corn look once a year basically, or a candy corn inspired look. But just something about orange is not my favorite. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just, it's not my thing. I'm gonna lay a little more down than I need because I can also just blend out with that other fluffy brush I just used. But again, we want to make sure that it looks okay. Shout out for okay looking eyeshadow. There we go. There we go. And then, surprise, surprise, this is from Glisten Cosmetics. This is their Multichrome liquid eyeshadow. Does it say the shade? The shade is Cosmic. I got this in a mystery box, but it is so pretty. I've used it once, but that's not enough, obviously. So I'm just gonna cover that right there, basically. It has kind of like yellow and red reflex, but it's definitely primarily orange. Oh god, that looks almost neon on the camera. Again, just something about the reflex itself is making it look so much brighter than it actually is. I'm so orange. I'm gonna go back in and use some of Screwdriver mixed with a little bit of Vibin just to kind of dimension. Just a little. Try to fix this. Not that it looks bad, it's just I need a little more, especially to cover the edges. And gonna blend out with some of the brushes I previously used. Less sturdy brushes, the better. I light it a little. I'm gonna do my little smudgy. I'm gonna take the shade Vibin and then a little bit of the shade Sugar Rush, which are the two deepest oranges, which are more like a burnt brownish kind of shade, but 'tis okay. Gets the point across. Ooh. That's what I need to talk about when I'm doing my base, because I'm gonna be done with this in a second, so I don't have time to get into it. But like I said, just my little smudgy. I'm gonna bring it in a little more than I usually do. I usually stop about here. I'm stopping right about the middle, and then I'm gonna go in with one of the brushes I use to help blend it out, because there's still a little color on here, but it's not going to be an overwhelming amount. Alright, and these are the eyes. I'm looking very bright, but again, this is very bright. So I'm gonna go find some lashes, but I will be back in a second. Alright, I'm back with some lashes on. I procrastinated a little, but alas. So I'm gonna be doing a very simple base because again, I'm very warm and a little sporty already. So simple. I'm gonna start off with the e.l.f. Cosmetics Holy Hydration Thirst Burst Drops. What? Oh, no. So my manager went on maternity leave, right? So we have a manager from another store covering us. Tell me why. This lady scheduled me from 9 to 7 o'clock. And the best part is, usually I do 9 to 5. Sometimes it's to 6 and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. 7? And the best part about all of that is that I have multiple people overlapping shifts with me. Usually I don't work with anybody. Usually it's, oh, someone comes in at 5, I leave. That's it. That's all. That's my human interaction that aren't customers for the entire day. What do you mean I'm gonna have 3 other people with me on shift for who knows how long, because it doesn't tell me on our app, like when they come in, just that people will overlap with me and be on my shift. She also put me from 9 to 7 on a Saturday when we open at noon on Saturdays, and I'm usually in at 10. I don't need 3 hours to prep for ever. But I'm gonna see what time the other people are scheduled for, especially because 2 or 3 of the days shift leaders are on shift, so really there's no need for me. So I'll probably just leave early, because there is no way I'm doing basically 40 hours in the span of 4 days. That's just not, it's not happening. I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint in the shade 3. This is supposed to be neutral. It's a little dark and I'd say a little more warm toned. I'm also being careful with this because every time I put this on, I put on way more than I need. So I think I finally learned my lesson. We're gonna start with this and we're gonna go on from there. Because this also has more coverage than I had initially thought. Actually, this is a really okay shade now that I'm a little tan is a stretch, but now that I've seen the sun a few times and it's not the dead of winter where I have no sign of life in me. Yeah, I think, again, not that I like a skin tint, it's just I don't know if my skin can handle a real foundation right now. But just gonna blend this out. Hey, I am so sweaty. So sweaty. But it's gonna be 66 degrees on Friday and that's what matters. That is what matters. But on the bright side about overlapping shifts with people for all week, I might be able to take my state mandated half-hour break. Because, you know, I work usually 7 to 9 hours during a day shift besides Saturdays, which is the way I like it. But you know, I'm not allowed to close the store because, you know, to take a break. But I'm by myself, so that would be my only option. So I don't get like a real break, which, whatever. But I'm gonna do that this week mostly out of spite. Or again, I'm probably just gonna go home a little early, be like, hey, you know. And then to counteract kind of all this dewiness I have going on, I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam concealer in the shade N0.5. Doing a little more than I usually would because this can get very thick and overwhelming very quickly. But since this is a very hydrating base and this is a very thin base, I think I can risk it. I'm gonna let the ones sit under my eyes a little longer to get a little more coverage. And I do have my fan on, obviously. I'm not stupid. But I can't live in this heat. It's just not my favorite. Like I said, Friday, 66 degrees, I'll be in long pants. I'm gonna wear my cargo pants. Not even just my yoga pants. Like real pants. So. But yeah. But on the bright side, that means... And it's also supposed to rain on Friday, so hopefully it's not gonna be super busy. Which, if that's the case, I'm really leaving early. Because I have a shift lead with me. And then 3 bakers. There does not need to be 5 of us between 2-ish hours, I'm gonna guess. Again, usually people come in at 5 to switch shifts. So I'm assuming they're in at either 5 or 6. And I'll just leave them because I'm not doing this. And I'm actually gonna use 2 new products for my cheeks. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon in the shade Luminous Taupe. This is a little more cool tone than I usually go in with. I swatched it already. But I did the... Ooh. I mean, to be fair, that could just be because this is melting a little. Ooh. That's a good color. And I mentioned it last video, but I partook in the $50 off $100 purchase at Sephora, and I got this. This does have a fragrance to it. It's odd. But this is actually a really good, like, contour color for me. Like, it's not, like, gray, but it's better than some other brands. But yeah, I'm probably gonna need to set my face. This might become a problem real quick. I can already feel everything slipping and sliding off my face. And unfortunately the blush I'm about to use is also relatively like dewy in finish, so really gonna need to powder. But this is looking nice. Again, when it's not so melty, I'll definitely have to go in again with it, but I don't hate the formula. Again, it's a little melty. And then I'm also gonna use the Rhode Pocket Blush in the new shade Tan Line. I didn't want to go too monochromatic and do like orange peachy blush. So this is supposed to be like pinkish tan. So, oh, this could be very good with this brush, and see how what color this blends out to. Oh yeah, this is gonna be like a perfect, like kind of not like neutral blush, but like one of those. It's not gonna overpower or look neutral blush. Oh yeah, but no, I'm 100% powdering because this is looking I'm looking shiny. But this color is good. So again, I don't want something overly. Just didn't want to be super monochromatic today. I know, who am I? What have I done with Mia? I'm also desperately holding back a sneeze, and it is awful. Oh, and I don't have a headband on because Tuesday is usually the day I wash my hair. So I've showered since Saturday, but Saturday was the last time I washed my hair. It's, like I said, it's Tuesday right now. So there's dry shampoo in here, so under the headband is gonna get that weird little bend. So hopefully this will fix it a little better and at least be easier to reshape with a roller if I need to. And for powder, I'm gonna go in with the Amicole, what's this called? Skin Melt Loose Powder in the shade Translucent. I did hear that they were closing, which is definitely always sad for a smaller brand, especially when it is a black owned brand. This is also the only thing I've tried from them. So, feel a little bad about that, but I swatched the lip oils in store and they were just a little too thick for my liking. They were beautiful colors, it's just I have preferences. But this powder is beautiful. Sorry, I don't want too much. Now I'm covered in white powder. But I'm just gonna start to tap and set my face a little, because again, I'm looking a little too dewy. But again, it's hot even with the fan going. It's just, it's not right. But this, like I said, this is a beautiful powder. And maybe I'll see about getting, because I know they have liquid eyeshadows, I think. I've also been seeing some of their stuff at TJ Maxx and Marshalls the past few months, so that should have been a sign too. But it's looking very nice, very nice. For highlighter, this is from NYX. This is the Buttermelt highlighter in the shade Bright and Butter, which is a light champagne. I did recommend this to one of my friends because we were talking about just general makeup, because we went out to brunch a couple weeks ago, and she's like the only one of my friends that's like she's not into makeup as much as I am, but she's still like into like makeup. So we were talking, and she was talking about the struggles of finding a light enough highlighter that doesn't leave a cast but isn't white. And I'm like, you know what, girl, same. So I'm like, oh my god, this one. And then she was also looking for a pink, and even though I haven't tried this in pink, I know that there is a pink shade. So I'm like, and this is just a really good formula, so I really want to recommend it anyways. So, alright, super quick and simple lip look. This is from MAC. This is their lip liner in Cool Spice. Again, I know I don't talk when liner my lips, so it's kind of hard. Hard kid. just gonna do a little smudging out with my fingers because I don't really care right now. This is from L'Oreal Paris. This is the Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil in the shade Orchid. Figure it will be a nice kind of neutral kind of lip to go with my cheeks. And I actually really like this lip oil. It is kind of minty and plumping. Well, it's kind of creamy. I know that's weird, but still. Alright, I need to fix my bangs and switch out my camera battery, but I will be back in a second. Alrighty. This is the best I can get my bangs, but this is the finished look. Like I said, this was just going to be something simple and easy to begin with, but I'm not hating it. Like I said, I don't know why, but I can't get behind orange as a primary color. Not as a primary color, but like as it being like the main focus of my eyeshadow. Sorry, I can't sit still or properly right now. But yeah, I need to repowder already, and it's, again, I already powdered, but it's just, it's hot, it's gross, hence the skin tint and not an actual foundation today. I'm sorry, I had a monster. I'm a little carbonated. But yeah, I really don't want to go to work tomorrow. Thankfully, this week is my normal times of 5 and 4, but I'm not emotionally prepared for next week. So, fingers crossed that she kind of realizes that it was stupid to have me on for that long, because you can save yourself an extra, what, 10 hours a week on labor if you take away my times. But on the bright side, if she does continue this nonsense, I really hope she doesn't, I can save easier for my potential New York trip again. So that's the only plus, and that's pushing it. But yeah,